Crafty friends, this is the Paper Chef here. In today's Ink It Up tutorial, I'm going to share how to work with embossing paste. We're going to work with the Shimmery White Embossing Paste. We'll use these little palette knives to work with our embossing paste, and we're going to use the decorative mask to create this type of card. And I'll show you this in the new ink colors, because the other day when I opened up the new ink colors from the 2021-2022 catalog, which I'll show you the front of, I said, oh, I would love to just show you this embossing paste, but I didn't get a chance to show you that. So this is our catalog, and it goes from May 2021 to April 2022. So we have 5 new ink colors that are being released in this catalog. Okay, now this, and just so you know, there's going to be in this catalog, right, this one here, there's going to be not only the 4 decorative masks I'll show you, they're from this set of decorative masks, which I'll show you in a minute. Not only that, right, but there's going to be another decorative mask set. I can't tell you what it is because I'm not allowed to open that catalog, but I can open this catalog. Okay, so this is I want to make sure I put this here, because if anyone watches this later and says, oh, she's showing the inside of the catalog, right? We don't want any Stampin' Up tattletales on me. I'm not showing the inside of this catalog. Look, it's taped shut. Okay, no tattletales. I am showing you the inside of the current catalog, which is still going on, right? So what I'm showing you right now, just so you know, I'm opening up the current catalog that's going to retire, and it's going to retire right on May 3rd, the day before this one launches, May 3rd, and then this one launches May 4th, right? So I'm showing you right now, this is available, and that this is carrying over. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. This Pattern Party, it's called, is it called Pattern? No, Basic, sorry, Pattern Party's retired, sorry. It's called Basic Pattern Decorative Mask, okay? That's what this is called. And these are 4 decorative masks. These Basic Pattern Decorative Masks, which are $6, which you can't beat, because the sheets of Mylar I show you how to cut out with the scan and cut are at least $1 each, although you can make more than one mask with a sheet of Mylar. But even if you try to make your own mask, it's hard to get this much detail, even with the scan and cut. A. B, these are already done for you, washable. C, your time is very valuable, right? You have more time crafting when you can just use the decorative mask, okay? Yes, the decorative masks are like stencils. So if you watch my tutorial on the Brother Scan and Cut, Caroline's asking, I'll say hi to everybody in a minute. Caroline's asking if these are like stencils. Yes, I taught you how to make your own stencils with the Scan and Cut. That's exactly what these are. These are stencils. In fact, we'll start out before we even do embossing paste. I'll show you how to use them. Okay, so what I'm saying now is these are available now. So are the palette knives that I'm going to show you. So is this embossing paste. Okay? Shimmery White Embossing Paste is what I always used. It's very shiny, right? This is available, this is available, this is available now. So everything I'm showing you is available now except the ink colors of ink. So in other words, the colors of ink I'm going to do this with is the new application of this. You can use any colors you have and any reinkers you have to do what I'm showing you. All right, so that's my long introduction. Just wanted to make sure you understand what's going on. Okay, so let's get everything in the picture, and let's say hi to everybody. And all right, and I'm gonna this card is the finished project we're making. It dries very quickly. I was able to just make this a few minutes ago, and then I started washing the mask, and then I said to my husband, I said, I better stop washing these masks because I can't, like, if I keep washing it. So I stopped washing it. I just sort of started to wash it, and then I was like, wait a minute, I just need to use it in the video. So I stopped washing it and just left some glitter on it. All right, wow, lots of you came in tonight. So this is tonight for you, today for me. Okay, so we have hello, Yvonne, Pamela, G, Lisa, Heather, Marcy, Denise, Crystal, Joanne, and then Heather said something again from Queensland. Oh yeah, because you know why? We're almost on the same time zone. That's okay. Caroline, Deb, Eileen, Diana. Wow, Gloria. Wow, lots of you came in. So okay, so here's what we have. This is the pattern decorative mask. So we're going to use this one. We're going to start out with Pale Papaya because we always start out with the lightest color. Then if we mix them, if we don't clean it very well, and we mix another color, it doesn't really matter because we're using a darker color next. So we'll start out with that one. We have this pattern, right? We're not going to do the trees today. Although the evening evergreen might look nice with these trees, the winter trees. Did I take this out of the right set? You know what? I have so many sets of these that I hope I didn't mix sets. I don't even know if those are my trees. Hold on. I think they're my trees. Oh, yeah, they're my trees. They're my trees. Yeah. I have so many things. These are my retired ones. And I made something with my retired ones as well called Pattern Party. Some of you might have Pattern Party. I made an example with Pattern Party too. This was going to be great like for Halloween background. I don't think I'm going to use that one either. I think I'm only going to use, I'm not using the trees. I think I might use this one. You know, we'll definitely use the circles. And then I have a retired one that I used for one of my examples, but the bricks. But again, if you don't have pattern mask and you can't get them anymore, just make your own. All right, and we're going to use a Lovely You. We're going to use Lovely You for that sentiment. So what we need is a piece of basic white cardstock, right? So I cut them all ahead of time. So you just need these little, you just need your card bases, right? So cut your card bases, 4 inches. I made a few of them, 4 by 5 1/4, right? So you put them on an A2 card. Okay, so we're going to look at that. We're going to take this. Now, before I start playing with the paste on the card, I want to show you something really cool. Let's just get a piece of paper and here, we'll do this one because we don't want to waste it, right? Let's use something we can actually use it. Put that down. This is a piece of that Whisper White, but just small. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to maybe turn it at an angle. So under there's my paper. And the very first thing I want to show you is, because these are retiring, like boo hiss hiss, I could cry. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get like 20 more before they retire. In fact, you can wash them. You don't really need like 20 more. You probably just need one little box, and it comes with 2. These are called sponge brayers. And you get two handles, right? And then these come off and you get 2 extra sponges. But not that I'm lazy, but it's just that I just like having a bag of these. I just like, so I can use like, I don't have to wash them between. I can just like take, this one I use, actually some tweens were using it to make some sunshine boxes. So that was recently used with them yellow. But I can use that for my Pale Papaya for the first time with the Pale Papaya. It won't mess it up. So it's not like I have to wash these a lot. I can use this with all my pinks. I can use this with all my greens, right? They pretty much come, you don't have to wash them. So you don't need like a ton of them like I have, but I just like having so many different ones. So we're going to just use this mask with the ink before I move on. What I like about the sponge brayers is that you can go right into your ink with them. See? I'm just going to open up my ink. This is Pale Papaya, one of the new ink colors. And you can just roll it right into your ink. Now we do have blending brushes. Okay? Blending brushes are not retiring. They're much more fine detailed. And they will do the same thing this is doing. But I prefer to use the brayer. But I'm going to have to use the blending brushes, you know, if that's what I have. So this is what you do. You just roll it into your ink. And you roll it onto the mask. Okay, making a nice background. Okay, so that's how you use the decorative mask, with just using it with ink. And then I can use that as a card layer. The more ink you place on it, the darker it gets. I mean, it's pretty much that kind of concept. So again, the blending brushes are going to do the same thing. But with blending brushes, you can't roll evenly. You have to sort of do a circular motion. And I don't like to put the blending brushes right in the ink. But if this is all you have, if you only have a blending brush, this is how you use it. You would take the ink and put it on your stamping block first, right? Get the blending brush, get the ink onto the blending brush, tap it off because it's so dark at first, and then you would do, here, let me show you what I got so far with the brayer. Then I'll just add to it with the blending brush. See, isn't that cool? Okay, that's the decorative mask, but I'll just use the blending brush. It's just showing you that it does the same thing. So you don't have to have the brayers, the sponge brayers, which are on a discount, if they're still there. If they're not still there, somebody will tell us in the comments, I'm sure. But they were there as of the other day. And every time I do an order, I get cellophane envelopes, pretty much. Those are the little bags to put the cards in. They're called envelopes, though. I always pretty much try to get whatever's retiring, like World of Good, Memories and More card pack, World of Good Designer Series paper. I'm just trying to get things before they're gone, but I don't want to go like crazy and get them all at once because then they'll probably be there next time. So like I get 1 box of mini pizza boxes, 1 clear tiny treat boxes, and then, you know, by the time everything's gone, see? So this works just as fine. The blending brush, it just is a little more work than rolling it. So that's what a decorative mask does, and it gives you a really cool card background. So now let's do it with embossing paste. Let's put this away. And let's do it with embossing paste. Now, you need to dye it. When you do it with embossing paste, you need to dye it with the re-inker. Okay, so we'll put that over there. So, oh, and look at the difference between using ink, which is cool. It's cool using ink, but look at when you use shimmery embossing paste, right? I mean, that's just no comparison between just making circles like that and making circles with the shimmery white embossing paste. So you need your silicone mat or some kind of protection mat, and we need to do the mixing, right? We'll do the mixing over here. So to do the mixing, you just grab a generous blob of shimmery white embossing paste. I always leave this little foil part on there, right? Leave it on there because you don't want the little blob, you don't want the embossing paste to dry out, right? But I'm going to move this off to the side so you can see how much of my blob. Okay, see that blob? You need at least a blob like that to do a couple cards. I only just did one card and one bookmark, but you need, if we're going to do a couple cards, we need a big old blob like that. So now you're just going to recolor. So for each blob, I put 2 blobs. So for each blob, you need 3 or 4 drops. So I'm probably going to need 7 or 8 drops, right? Because I have 2 blobs. I'm going to do 7 drops, and I can always add more, right? Add more to your mixture. To you know, if you don't get the color you want. Okay, I think I'm getting the color I want. I'm just mixing it. Yep. I think that's a good color, pale papaya, right? What do you guys think? I think it's dark enough. But but you can always make it darker. So I did a couple blobs, 8 drops. So now you're going to take, and this, you just need the other one to help you sort of mix too, because you see how it's stuck on there? See how the white's stuck on there? So I used this other palette knife to sort of scrape. Okay. This is the one I used to spread. But this one it helps me mix. This little pointy one helps me mix it. Okay. Yeah, I might be able to go with 1 more drop for good measure. I think just a little bit. But you know, we're using, what's really nice is the in colors go so well together. So we're using all the, you know, all the colors, the tones of the colors, and that's what makes it look so good together. Is when you design a card with using all the 5 new ink colors, you know that they're going to go together well. Oh yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with how it mixed up. All right, so there you go. Now you're going to take your card, and I just put it at a sort of an angle. Oops. Sorry, I'm shaking my camera. All right, so lots of new people have joined me. Pamela, Katrina, Darlene, Jan, Deb, Cher. Oh yeah, it's not going to darken as it dries. It just dries the same, you know, not really darken, no. Doesn't darken as it dries. In fact, it dries in 2 seconds. If I'm not careful, I'm yapping around. If I don't put this lid on there and I go do a load of laundry, actually, who am I kidding? My husband does the laundry. But if you were to go away for that little short time, you would dry out your jar, at least the top layer in your jar. So it dries very quickly on the card as well. But you can always shoot it with your heat tool to dry it quicker. So anyway, I'm putting my card down. And I just like to do sort of like this much. Oh, here, we don't need it on there, sorry. All we need, we can put it, we don't need it on top of the silicone because we can get it on our mat. I like it at sort of an angle like this. And I like to sort of mask it off, so something like that. So I'm going to put it like that, and I'm going to just not mask it off. I just like to tape it so it doesn't slip. You could also mask it off if you want, like that, but I just want it so it doesn't slip. Because you might have to put 2 layers of... Okay, so there we go. So now we're ready to put the paste onto the card, and we're just going to slather it on. We probably can get 2 cards out of this much paste. So here we go. Ready? How fun is this? You got all kinds of leeway because you got the tape there, so you can be as sloppy as you want. As you can tell, I'm a very sloppy crafter. I don't even know if I'm even hitting the paper. I think the paper's under there somewhere. There's the paper. See, I usually do this on an extra silicone mat, but my extra silicone mat is like not around. But I would probably use one to do the mixing. Oh, great. I just got embossing paste all over my card. It gives it some glitter, gives it some character. We'll move that card off to the side for a minute so you can still see it, but we'll put it up there so it doesn't get embossing paste on it. Anyway, anywho, let me move this closer into the camera. So You can see what I'm doing. So I'm just getting it on there, and I hopefully got it into all the nooks and crannies. Nooks and crannies. Thomas's English muffins. All right, there we go. It's like you're putting butter on your Thomas's English muffin, and you're trying to get the butter into your nooks and crannies. That is my analogy. Okay, I think I got it all. And it didn't slip because of that, right? It didn't slip because of my tape. So there we go. Get this off there so we can use it again in a minute. We're going to do another one. We're going to get this one off of there. Okay. Just take the tape off. It'll dry in a minute. By the time I do a couple more colors, this will be totally dry. And if I can, like I said, I can hit it with the heat tool. And don't worry that you got a couple mess ups. That's what the butterflies are for. That's what the butterflies are for. Is that awesome or what? So don't worry about this or that. You rub it off with your hand because you want the butterfly to stick on there. So why did I strategically place these butterflies where I did? Well, they cover up any little mistakes you have. You know? So there's the Shimmery White Embossing Paste. It'll dry in a minute. So we'll put that off to the side and we'll do another one because I have this blob here. We could do one or two more. Now, what I did with the extras is what you do at the end, and I'll just do that again, is I took my extra embossing paste at the end and I just rubbed it over a butterfly, right, to make a glittery butterfly. So you can save all this extra embossing paste. Rub it onto something before it dries. All right, let's grab another piece. We're going to do this again. Okay. Oh, and you can scrape this off too. You can scrape this off and use it, right? Anything on your paper. So let's put a piece of paper down. Let's put that down again. Maybe at an angle like that. Tape our mask back on there. Actually, our mask is pretty dirty. Let's use a different piece of painter's tape here. Painter's tape. I mean, you can use a sticky note. Whatever you have. Just use whatever you have for your mask. I'm going to use a sticky note because that's just what I have right there. All right, ready to go? We're going to do it again. We're going to go plop it on. We'll do this one faster, right? Because you just got to use up your paste before it dries. If you don't use it up, it's gone. Don't go, oh, I'm going to go over and do dishes. Okay, that I do. I do that sometimes. I do. It's not like I don't do any housework. I take out the trash. But anyway, I have to admit that my husband does more than I do. More than his fair share. I'm over here crafting all the time, I think is why. All right, so I think I more than covered it. I think I more than covered it if it was in the camera. Oh, here we go. See, if it was in the camera, I would have covered it. I'm actually looking through the camera as I do this, and I missed the spot down in the corner because I was looking through the camera lens. Awesome. Awesome. That's exactly what I want. So that's going to dry. Don't go stamping your sentiment till after it dries. And the sentiment's going to go up on the top. And like I said, we have our butterflies to cover up any mistakes. We have our little gems if you have any problem. Oh, good. A gold gift card to scrape the paste off. If you don't have these palette tools, you can use an old gift card. Palette knives, if you don't have the palette knives. All right, so what you do at the end, see, there's not enough for a whole thing. So what I did, this is what I did. I grabbed one of, remember, I don't know if you remember. I shouldn't assume. I'm not going to say you remember, but in the last tutorial on YouTube was about making these tags. Okay, we made these tags. So if you missed it, I'll show you those maybe at the end of this video if my hands aren't too dirty. We made about, well, I have one tag. So what I did is I took the tags I made that I'm labeling the new in colors with, and when you have that little bit of embossing paste left, you can just make another tag. But what I did is I just used my retired mask. I like the brick one. So this is one of my retired one called, I think it was called Pattern Party. And I put Evening Evergreen there, and I stuck this down. The bricks, right? Evening Evergreen. The bricks, and that's what I did with my leftover embossing paste. So you follow, you're just using it on a smaller item. So make a tag out of your leftover embossing paste, and you can use it to make your butterflies glittery. If you don't have the Butterfly Duet Punch, which was $7.20, I don't know what you're waiting for. That is an $18 item and on sale for $7.20. And it's how I made this butterfly. It's what I did is I put, I took the extra leftover paste and I just sort of made my glittery butterfly and Pale Papaya embossing paste. See? I wasn't really done yet. We'll just do another layer there. See what I'm doing? That's what you do with your extra leftover embossing paste. Just make glittery butterflies. All right, so where was I? I think I got all the embossing paste used and we can do another color now. All right, at this point you should probably have your baby wipes handy because it's just starting to get all over and I'm a messy crafter. All right, so I'm just using baby wipes to get some of this off my hands. And voila. Okay, and I'll show you the finished project with the bricks in a moment. I just smudged the brick, but that's okay. That's what butterflies are for. That's what embellishments are for. That's what sentiments are for. So that, again, is the retired one, but that's just what I do with my leftover paste. Of course, just use whatever you have, right? So we'll put that off to the side. Now, we will use the next mask. I could wipe this mask a bit, right, and try to use it, but I think I'll just go for a darker color. And then I will, what I'll do is I'm just going to, I hate to waste that, right? What could I put it on? I can't put it on anything really because I don't have anything else handy, but I'm going to have to waste it. Put it over there. Hate to wait. Well, you could sort of try to revive it again with a little bit of water, but it doesn't really work. It turns into concrete so quickly. Like not concrete literally, but the consistency of concrete. If you don't wash these, you got to soak too. And if you don't get to them right away, you're going to have to soak them in water. All right, so let's turn over our little silicone mat. And there goes my blob. My blob, bye blob. Sorry I have to waste you, but we got to move on. I would normally get all that glitter and put it on something. All right, so we're moving on to another color. All right, first person who types the color, that's the color I'm going to use. It has to be a new ink color. Your choices are, okay, polished pink, soft succulent, evening evergreen, or fresh freesia. Okay, and hello, we got new peeps coming in here. Hey, Nola. Can I add glitter to flat white paste? I'm sure you could, Dolores. Why not? But we have shimmery white embossing paste. So again, why reinvent the wheel when there's something so amazing as shimmery white embossing paste? Okay, I think, was succulent first? I think succulent was first. That's my second favorite color. So, okay, Betty, succulent is first. Okay. And Crystal, if we get to polished pink, we'll do that next. Okay, let's do soft succulent. So we're going to put the blob. We're just going to do it again. You get out your blob. Right? Oop. 2 blobs, 8 drops. There's 2 blobs, 8 drops. Okay. And soft succulent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can always add more later if we need to add more. Mix it around. Mix it around. And we're going to do a different mask. Oh, that's coming out dark, but that's cool. But, I mean, you just add more. Either way, you either add more of this or, or you don't add so much ink. Right? In this case. Okay, you don't want to mix the one that you pull it out of here with. You don't want to mix that with your, right? Don't mix that with your ink. Don't double dip. Don't dip it in here and then dip it back in your ink. Right? That makes sense? Because that has ink on it. And the last thing you want to do is stain your embossing paste, your original embossing paste. You don't want to stain that. So, where was I? I got everything going on here. Here. This one is the one that doesn't have anything on it. You know what? Oh, there it goes. Now it has something on it. You're now a mixing brush. All right. Now you're a mixing palette knife. All right. So I'm sure you've probably seen other people do this in such a neat way, but I'm just sort of like a mixed media messy person. I just sort of just do it however which way, and it seems to work for me, and I have a lot of fun. And I'm not very neat about it. I just sort of do it and it works. And that's what you can do too. Don't try to overthink it. All right, so let's put a piece of paper. Let me see if I have any scraps. Here we go. Because I don't want everything to get all mixed around. I'm just grabbing another piece of paper I have, right? Okay, just something else that I can put another piece of white paper on, right? So we're going to take another card base. We can do a couple of these, and we'll take a different mask. Let me move this all in the camera view, right? I'm going to take one of these. Let me make sure this is from the right set. Yeah, this is from the right. I hope this is Pattern Party. Or no, I'm sorry, this is Basic Pattern. We're just going to do the whole background because it's nice and leafy. And because because you guys picked Soft Succulent, then I think we can do this nice greenery background, right? So let's find the painter's tape. So this is what you're going to mask it with. Well, oh no, you know we need a little place for our sentiment, so I will do it in an angle again. I forgot. You need a place to stamp your sentiment or to put your sentiment. If you're going to put it straight on the card, which I am. So let's just do that. We'll just do it at an angle. We'll do it at an angle like before. I kind of like doing it at an angle. And plus you don't use as much paste. And then plus people can go, ooh, ah la la. They can say, ooh la la, what is on my card? And they can start feeling it. And they can compare it to the part of the card that doesn't have the embossing paste on it. And then they're going to go, that is so cool. How did they do that? I love it. And they're going to just start feeling your card. Just like when you give them a card with a wobble spring on it, all they do is play with it like all day long. This one, they're going to be feeling it like, oh, it's all glittery and bling and bling and bling. How cool is that? Now, I've never even done this one, so we're going to see. And I haven't even done anything with my paste with the Soft Succulent, so I'm excited to see how it turns out too. I mean, I always like to experiment. And oh, okay, we're ready for the reveal. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Great choice, you guys. That's my second favorite color after Pale Papaya. I mean, beautiful. So we'll put that there to dry. Why we do one more or two more, however many you can do, right? You can do more because you have that paste. Oops, I'm trying to put that in the camera so you can see. Okay, we're going to put that under there. Just put it right where the other one was. See? The mask. I mean, I'm just putting it where the lines are on the mat here. Just to kind of get it. Because the mask is already lined up at an angle. Okay, and we'll do another. And you could just keep doing it. If you're going to do... Like, say I was going to do this for a card swap, right? Then I would make a big old blob. And you can do maybe, 5 or 10 at once, and then you don't do too many blobs, maybe like 4 blobs, because the paste will dry. So I did 2 blobs. If you do 4 blobs, then you're good. The paste won't dry. Then you can just do a few cards. Then you can like make some more blobs and do a few more cards. And then it makes me say, why didn't I cut more of the Whisper White pieces? So we'll grab, I have another color, so we'll just grab another color cardstock and see how that comes out. Oh, nice. Except I did it a little bit, I missed that little side that I might have to trim off. Well, it doesn't matter. It's actually fine. I just missed the side of that one. And they also make nice bookmarks and everything, so when you do the embossing paste. Put that over there. And we need something to put the last one on. So see if I have... Oh, yes. I have a couple. Okay, let's see what this is. This is a card directly, and here's a card base. So what I have here is a... Okay, so what I have here, just so you know what I grabbed, because I didn't have any more Whisper White prepared. We're going to put Soft Succulent on this one and see how that works. So we're going to put Soft Succulent onto the Fresh Freesia. And these two are just card bases. What I'm showing you is that's the same size as the Whisper White one we've been using. 5 inches by 4 1/4. No, I'm sorry, 4 inches by 5 1/4. Sorry, 4 inches by 5 1/4. There you go. I need to put that right off to the side so it doesn't get that harsh line on it on that side. Perfect. And we can do it with one more blob. We have enough blob to do this card. Oops. What are you already turning into concrete? Look at that. Look at that already turning into... I forgot to mix that very well. Here, these need to be consolidated. or mixed or something. That little guy was a chunk. It got like sort of dried in there. So I'm just trying to mix it back in there. So that little white part, so he can, he's kind of in my way, but so he has to get mixed in. Chop, 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 chop. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Did I mention that this was like a super fun too? Like it's not just like cool looking on a card, but it's like super fun to do this. And okay, and I have all this stuff left over, so I could do more. I can emboss my butterflies. I rub the embossing paste on other things. You could even take the ones that I've textured. So some of these I textured already with the, I've already used the embossing folder called like Tasteful Textile, right? I use Tasteful Textile embossing folder. So now you can put the paste or the glitter on the embossed butterfly, right? So you can use your leftovers. Now you got double cool texture. I'm just trying to even it out here. So you can put your, so you already embossed, I already embossed the butterfly with the embossing folder, and now I'm putting glitter on it. You know, you can do this with your leftover paste. Or you can make little bookmarks and tags and stuff like that. I might grab another light color tag and see. So there's a lot you could do with your leftover embossing paste, but let's take that one out and see how the soft succulent looks on the, because if I don't get it up there too quick, it'll, don't leave your mask on there too long because it'll end up getting stuck to your paper. Yeah, see? So you can just do all kinds of stuff. No, you don't have to heat set it, but you can if you want to heat set it. I didn't heat set this card. I didn't even heat set this. Then 10 minutes later, it was dry. I didn't even heat set it. But you can heat set it if you want to heat set it with your heat tool. If you want this to be done, like if we want to finish the card real quick. Ooh la la. Ooh, wow. Okay, let's try to get it without getting stuff all over the place. I'm almost thinking, should I go wash my hands? But see, it's stuck to my paper. All right, we're going to move this one out of the way. We're moving this beautiful one out of the way. And I'm trying to get this one up without messing things up. Here. Can you see how cool that is? Oh my goodness. So that's soft succulent on a fresh freesia. All right, now we got that little bit of paste left. We can rub our butterflies with it. Or, let's move that out of the way. Or we can just put it on a couple little tags. I have a couple little tags. All right. And when I say tags, I just mean my little pieces from the thing I did, right? Yesterday on the scan and cut. We made these little tags on the scan and cut. So we have this extra paste, so let's just use it. Let's lower that down. That one's getting covered up. We'll just do one at a time. See if I have enough room. And these are just, then you make little tags, and I'll show you what a little tag looks like. I did a little birthday tag with one of these. And you know, but you could just do any tag you want with any sentiment. And remember, you could put tags on a card. I don't know how that's going to come out. We're going to see it. Very nice. Okay, we got to get under there. Here, we'll get under there with this. Very nice. And now we'll try it on the Pale Papaya. We'll put that over there. We got to put, we're running out of places for things to dry. Rub the sides up before it gets too hard on there, because it will get really hard on the sides. And we're going to stick a Pale Papaya under there in the same spot. And we're going to take the last bit of embossing paste, if there's enough here, to hopefully do this tag. Then we're not wasting any, right? And if there are any questions, I'm probably missing them because I'm actually not looking up at the comments anymore. But, you know, hopefully you guys answer each other, because there's a lot of demonstrators in here. I know my team is here. I got a few of my team in here. So they will be able to answer you. All right, I don't know how this is going to come out, but I'm thinking the Pale Papaya is going to be nicer than the Fresh Freesia because of the contrast, right? Whenever you have contrast, that has good contrast, but I bet this is going to have better contrast between the Soft Succulent and the Pale Papaya. And I was right. See the contrast? The contrasting colors? So we got to get under there and get that with something. Let's try to use my sticky note because I don't want to smudge the front of it. So let's put that over here, and I'm going to move this piece off to the side. So then you're going to wash these in the sink, and you're going to soak them and all that good stuff. You're going to soak these embossing masks. And your palette, and remember, keep your jar shut, right? Keep your jar shut so that it doesn't dry out. Take your palette knives and all your little stuff. I'm putting that off to the side right now. You're going to soak all that, wash it all. And now we're going to do the card. We're going to do the stamping part. So normally I would have that silicone mat right there. But we'll put something else cut sort of flat right there to stamp onto, like the lovely you. We're going to put that right there. That's a flat area. But what I need to do first, I know you're probably laughing at me, is clean my hands a little bit. And I'm just trying to, just a little bit. Yeah, doesn't it look nice with the Pale Papaya here? We'll put that back up there. I always like to give you guys stuff to look at when you're watching my videos. So here's all the stuff we've been making. We just made a ton of these. Tons of these. This is the card we're making, which I'll put back in the better view in a second, but I'm just trying to get this. I'm trying to get enough of this off my hands just to stamp without getting glitter all over my stamp set. Because then you start getting glitter all over your stamp set, then you get glitter underneath your sentiments, right? You get like, your sentiments aren't going to stamp flat when you have glitter underneath them. So this Shimmery White Embossing Paste, all it is, and like someone asked earlier, can we do that? Yes, I think all it is like, glitter mixed with embossing paste. But sometimes when things are not that expensive, you have to say to yourself, do I want to buy a box? Do I want to buy my own glitter? Do I want to buy my own white embossing paste from Stampin' Up and then mix them together? No, right? Like, why would you want to do that? It's already mixed for you, like in the perfect proportion, right? So why would you want to do all that work? Like, even if you can do something, it's like, why would you do something sometimes? That's my point. Why would you, even though you can? So that's what we want to go for. We're going for that. Trust me, you're lovely. We're going to put that on this card. Or this card here. A couple of cards. We'll put it on both these cards. We're going to use Evening Evergreen for that. So we're using Evening Evergreen. Okay. Lots more of you have come in to check it out. So let's see. Betty. Oh, we already said hi, Betty. Enike. Tess. Oh yeah, you could do this on a box. Terry made a good point. You could do this on a box. Yes, you can emboss the tops of mini pizza boxes, the tops of mini paper pumpkin boxes. Yes, very good point. Here, I was just going to grab another piece of paper is what I was doing. I saved my old grid papers, right? Because even though I show you on the videos, the inch side, right, on the videos, then this is the metric side, so I turn them over and I use them. I use them as much as I can before I get rid of them. All right, so here we go. So this is all you do. I'm just showing you how to make this whole card, right? This is what I'm showing you. And there's a piece of hair stuck in there. We'll get rid of that. My hair gets over everything. It doesn't matter that I literally have 3 ponytail holders on right now. 3. And I brush my hair. And I still get hair falling out. So I don't know what it is. All right, so this is the Evening Evergreen. I'm trying to find, okay, here's the Lovely You. So we'll put that, I got to get rid of that. Here's the Lovely You stamp set. And so what you want is any of these sentiments. So love what makes us family. Love is what makes us family would be nice. But Trust Me, You're Lovely is the one I use. So I'm just going to use that again because that's the one I use because I know it fits well. So Trust Me, You're Lovely fits well across there. And so I used the stamping block. I probably used the long stamping block. Let's see. But I'll just use this one for now. Here, did I use a long? I don't know where my stamping blocks are. So we'll just use this one. It's going to be whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever fits, right? Use whatever fits. This is H. Or no, this is D. I think I used an H earlier, stamping block. Okay? I'm just testing it on the paper first. And now you're going to do, even though I could, now I want to put something above. So I want to put a little gem there. Wherever there's a mistake, you put a gem. And I could put a gem there and a butterfly there. So let's put the sentiment right down there because we want to put a gem right on top of it. Okay, you push down and you hold it for like 3 seconds. Okay, and that gives you your sentiment. Okay, so far so good. These are already dry. Like I said, you could have, I mean, to prove it, see? I'm not rubbing them too much. I don't want to prove it that much, right? But those are already dry. I don't want to rub them that much. But this one, these are dry even more. Oh, I love the texture of that too. So we're going to put the sentiment on this one. Leaving room. Rub off that glitter. It's okay that glitter got everywhere, but I'm saying make sure there's no bumps, right? What I'm doing is I'm rubbing off the bumps of glitter, the bumps of paste, because you can't stamp on top of bump. It will make your stamp uneven. Did I do that again? Yeah, so ink that up. All I'm doing over here, by the way, is inking up my evening evergreen. And I always try to do if I'm using 5 colors together, which I am. I'm using 5 colors. I'm using the In Color collection. Take your darkest color and always use that for your sentiment. So you get the best contrast, right? I'm always going to you're always going to see me use the evening evergreen for my sentiment, because that's just what's going to show up the best on these other papers. Now, if I'm using evening evergreen itself as the background, what I would use then, instead of evening evergreen, is I would use white. I would use what's called craft white ink, because evening evergreen is so dark that I would use craft white ink on top of it. And now when you stamp on a regular cardstock, it's not as absorbed. It doesn't have good absorption like this kind. You have to hold it for an extra second or two. Because when you stamp onto this cardstock, it's not smooth and finish. It's not like the Whisper White or Basic White. Let's call it Basic White. It's not like Basic White where it absorbs the ink in 2 seconds because it's really shiny. This kind of cardstock, you have to hold the ink there longer, or hold the stamp there longer. Trust me, you're lovely. I just like trust me, you're lovely, because it's different and it's nice to call people lovely. It's nice to use any affirmations, but that really will pick someone up. Trust me, you're lovely. Like you're a lovely person, right? And do I have one more? Nope, that one's... Oh, yeah, we could do it on that one, because you know what? That one didn't have embossing paste. This one was just when we did it, remember, with the brayer? If you missed the beginning, I did it with a brayer, a sponge brayer. So don't think I'm stamping onto glitter right now. I'm stamping onto a flat surface, right? This is a flat surface, because this was just when I did it with ink, with the brayer. All right, so now we got that. We got that. So, oh, we have one more. We did this one. I'm loving these Soft Succulent. You know, because it just goes so well. I'll probably put butterflies on all of them. Anyway, but I mean, we'll finish one right now, but we're not going to, I'm just showing you that I will put butterflies on all of them, because I have enough butterflies to finish at least one. So we got all these. Beautiful. Now we're going to take these ones, the ones that are light. These other ones I'll save for later. I'll finish those later, but I was already stamping, so we'll put that. All right. What I'm going to do now is the little flowers. So this one had something on it. What did we have on there? We had something was, oh, that was when I did the brayer. I just need that block. So what we're using is the flowers from the Lovely You. Okay? Yeah, I used the sponge brayer earlier. Dolores, they're retiring. It's like, I love the sponge brayers. They're retiring. So if you missed it, that's how I did the first one. If you got here late, I did this first with the same decorative mask. And then later I started using the glittery embossing paste, because I wanted to show you that the mask can be used without the embossing paste. So now I'm going to use a flower, and I'm going to use some more ink. Put mine over there. I'm going to use some more colors. So let's use fresh freesia. Fresh freesia. And for the flowers, I like to stamp off once. Stamp off, right? Stamp off onto the paper, right? I'm just making sure I got a good coverage. Okay, good. I got good coverage. Stamp off, stamp on, right? It's like wax off, wax on, like in the Karate Kid, right? Just think of that. Stamp off, stamp on, and it gives you light flowers, and they look nice. And we'll do it in a couple of the colors. We'll just do it. I'm just going to go faster. Clean your stamp, yada yada, right? Clean your stamp, use the stamp stuff. Use all the stamping stuff you're supposed to use. Don't do what I'm doing. I'm just doing it real quick. Cleaning it on my hand. But you can clean the stamp with your stamping scrub and all that good stuff. Stampin' scrub, your chamois. I couldn't take out any more stuff, as you see how much stuff I have on my table. I have all these other tools to clean with. But all that stuff is not here right now, because there's only so much room when you do a demo. Okay, clean your stamp. I should have stamped with this, the lightest color first, right? I'm trying to get as much ink off as I can. There we go. Now this one you don't need to stamp off and on because it's already such a light color. You can just go ahead and stamp directly. You don't need, ooh, it did get some, that gives it character. It has a little bit of a, wait, maybe I'll put a butterfly there. I'll do it one more time. It has a little bit of a fresh freeze and mix, or polished pink mixed in. I'm going to do one down here and cover that one up with a butterfly. Yep. Okay. So now we got our butterfly. So what I did for the butterflies, just so you know, I just want to show you so there's no mystery so you can repeat the card I'm making. I left a few butterflies on here so you can see. So I don't have the embossing machine here right now, but we have a Stampin' Cut and embossing machine. And I ran, so what I did is, that's another machine. It's not the same as a Scan and Cut. It's an actual embossing machine. It's called the Scan, Cut, here it is. Stampin' Cut and Emboss Machine. This is an embossing folder that's used with it. It's called Tasteful Textiles. So what I did is I punched out a bunch of butterflies using my Butterfly Duet Punch, which you all definitely need because it's $7.20 on clearance. And then I threw all my butterflies into the folder and put it through the embossing machine, right? So that's how I got these little embossed butterflies. And now we put them in our little bucket of crafty goodness. I just have a bunch of embellishments for everything I'm doing. I always have a little bucket of crafty goodness with all my extra little embellishments and all the things I'm doing for those projects. And I just made a little bucket, and that's what we're going to use right now to decorate a card. So we'll use, you take a big butterfly, and you always think about contrast, right? So we're going to put that one there. We got to cover up that little flower. So we're going to put that one. Oh, you know what we could do? I can even cover that with another flower. But you know what we can do is, because that one needs to look a double, it needs a little bit more to cover it up. Yes, there we go. I just have to do something like that. Awesome. Because the flower's too big for the wing. But I forgot to put the little leaves on my card. The leaves are this piece here. And you got to put the leaves on before you do your before you do the butterflies, because the leaves have to be flat. So to do the leaves, I just used Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen, and again, off stamping. So Soft Succulent, stamping off, right? Stamping off onto my page first. And then stamping onto the card. Okay, stamp off onto the page, stamp onto the card. And we'll do that with the Evening Evergreen. We're just putting a couple leaves on there. Clean your stamp, right? Clean your stamp off, all that good stuff. I better get an extra set of stamp pads because of all the stuff that's going to be mixed in with them. Stamp off, onto the paper, stamp on. And I'm going to put another one down here, maybe off to the side. Stamp off and just stick a little leaf coming into the side. And we'll put a little leaf coming into the top here. Okay, so that's what I wanted, a couple extra little leaves. I'm going to put a butterfly up there. And wherever there's mistakes, we put gems and butterflies. That's the name of the game. Mistakes get covered with flowers, gems, and butterflies. Whatever you want to cover them with. I even have that new floral punch that punches out these, not those flowers, but different flowers. So what you do is you're going to take your, I would normally take my stamp and seal, but we're just going to use glue. Which one was I covering? This one. I'm going to cover it up like that a little bit. Right? We're double layering the butterflies. But whenever you double layer, put the bottom layer straight on there. And then you're going to put the top layer with dimensionals. Right? Because dimensionals, you can't put them on both layers sometimes. I think we only need one dimensional. There we go. Awesome. Covered up that mistake of the two colors being mixed together. And now we're going to do, for this one over here, we don't need, we can just put a little, I think it needs, what color? No, it needs this color over here. It needs one of these. So you're just doing, see how there's like a mistake of ink right there? That's when I would use the butterflies. Like I said, to cover up any little, not a mistake of ink, that was a mistake of embossing paste. I don't know if you could see that, but see, did you see how the smudge of embossing paste? So you just stick a butterfly right there. See? No big deal. I've covered up the embossing paste. The rest, you can do whatever you want. right? You put whatever you want wherever you want. All I'm just trying to show you is that you're just using these cute little embossed butterflies around your card. And all I'm trying to show you is that you just cover up your mistakes with them and how much texture is added by embossing the butterflies after you punch them. Okay, so here we're going to stick one up there to cover that little area. And then you always want, I kind of always do like odd numbers. So, you know, I might do, we just get an evening, I might do like a few down here, like maybe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd probably put like 3 more, something like that. You know, let's see. We need the little small ones. Try to get the little thing to go between. So you might want to stick this down first. So put your thing down there first. The reason why is because you don't want to, it's not going to stick as well onto the glitter. You following? It's not going to stick as well onto the glitter spot. So you want to get a little spot, right, without glitter and stick it in, stick the dimensional between. And let's see, we already did one of the, we can do a small one of these. We need a soft succulent butterfly. Or this one here. This one's good because remember we dyed it with the color, with the glitter. That one would be good down there. We'll do a big butterfly. We'll make it turn the other way though. Okay, and then we need, I would probably put a soft succulent butterfly right there, or a different color we haven't used yet. Like, because putting this guy there, I don't think there's enough contrast because this is already pale papaya. So I think all that's missing is a soft succulent butterfly. This is what I mean. I need one of these right there. In my head, that's what I need right there because it's kind of contrast. Now, so you're all done and you got your card decorated. And now we're going to stick it on a card background and we're done. And that's how to make the card. Here's the card background. I take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I cut it in half. I score it. It's called an A2 card. And you stick that on there. And you use any one of the 5 colors will work. And then you take a few of your little gems. These cute little gems. See how I threw them around? And where you put them decides, it's like wherever you're trying to cover up something is a good place to put them. Or just, in this case, I don't need to cover up anything. I think this one needs one in the middle. Because it's just a little bland. Because it's, oh, but it's not going to stick. Because it's glitter. It's probably not going to stick that well. Here, we'll try to stick it. But see, sometimes when you stick things onto glitter, okay, it doesn't stick. But these might be nice to put on there. Like that. That might be a nice place to put them. Right onto the butterflies. And you can use take your pick tool, of course. And you could just also stick them around your card, right? Stick them around wherever you want to stick them. Like that. I would do odd numbers of these guys as well. These are beautiful. These are beautiful in color gems that are just beautiful. I'm just putting the small ones on the small butterfly. I'm putting the small ones on the small butterflies and then the big ones on the big butterflies. Oh, I love them. So that one's already hot pink, not hot pink, whatever that color, polished pink. So what I would do is I put like, since that's already polished pink. Oh wait, we don't want to put a pale papaya. That might not contrast. I'm going to put a darker one on there. Like, so it stands out more. Okay, so everything is done except for my one last butterfly I'm going to put on there. Then I'll take a picture of my card later and you'll see it. So that's how to do it. That's how to use embossing paste. Now look, it's already dry. But I know you're wondering, so let's show you. Because I've already been asked, so when one person asks a question, it means that a lot of people have the same question. That's what, from my experience, that's what that means. Whenever somebody's wondering something, that's what it means. More people are wondering the same thing. So what you do is say you want to make sure that this is really dry, or you want to heat set it, right? This is how you heat set it. I'm using the heat tool on the number 2. See? Number 2. And so that can dry really quick. You can dry your embossing paste even quicker. And your inks and anything you want to dry quick. Anything you want to dry quickly. Glitter, inks, embossing paste. Use your heat tool. So that's how you do it quick. But see, just in that little bit of time, right? It's already dry. All right, so let's see how the butterflies will look on this. I might use that new flower punch instead, but we're going to see how they will look. We're going to put a, yeah. Yep, I'm thinking, oh yes. They're going to look nice on here too. So we'll do some butterflies on this one later, not now, but I'm saying, right? It's going to look nice on there too. Same concept. I'm going to do some flowers, some butterflies. I need to go get some more butterflies cut out. Okay, so let me show you my other tag that I did earlier. So in this tutorial, you learned how to make this card from start to finish using the Lovely You stamp set that's currently available now and it's carrying over. Okay, let me just review and I'll show you one more. It's available now and it's carrying over to the next catalog. Lovely You. There's cool punches too to make little banners with it. Make banners. It comes in a bundle right now. Save 10% with the bundle. And the bundle has like a punch with it. Nothing to do with these flowers, the punch. It has to do with more like making sentiments. Okay, so that's what we learned to do. You learned how to use the Basic Pattern Decorative Mask, which are available now and will carry over. That's where the circles came from and this really cool pattern that we did with Soft Succulent. You learned how to use the Shimmery White Embossing Paste with the palette knives, which are carrying over. You can use any ink you have now. If you're a demonstrator, just go ahead and get yourself a set of re-inkers. And ink, and stamp pads, right? The re-inkers are only like $3.50. When you get your stamp pad, I don't hardly ever have to re-ink my stamp pads, not that much. I use the re-inkers more for the embossing paste than I do on the actual ink pad itself. Okay, so you learned how to do that, off stamping. So that's what we used. We used the Butterfly Duet Punch, which is retiring. Get that while you can. This is carrying over. We used the Tasteful Textiles Embossing Folder, which is carrying over. Then I showed you how to make tags, which I just taught you about in the scan and cut tutorial. And here's my project. I always show you a project at the end that I haven't shown you yet. And this is what this project looks like. For this project, I used a retired, whatever this is called, I think Pattern Party. This is a retired decorative mask. And it has the brick on it. Okay, I did one of my tags I just showed you how to make with the scan and cut. And I put the brick on it. And I used the Many Messages dies. Many Messages stamp set has a set of dies which is carrying over to the next catalog, and it has dies to cut out the many messages. You cut out a bunch of things all at once, so that's a project I did with that. And the new Pale Papaya ribbon, and I put some glue on the ribbon to keep it from fraying on the top. So that's a little tag you can make using the techniques I just showed you. Remember we just made these tags, that's how you can decorate those with the butterflies, and then you just have cute little samples of giving people products from the catalog and just cute little pick-me-ups, and this can just be a tag that you put on a gift. All right, so I told you I'd show you what I did on the last tutorial, and what I did for that, just so in case you missed it, is I showed how to label the color swatches. I'm just trying if I have any finished color swatches. Hold on, let's see if I have any. Here we go, here we go. All right, so if you missed my last tutorial, I'm just trying to find something that's done. All right, here's some that are done. I showed you how to cut these out of the scan and cut. These color swatches. You get 21 out of a 12 by 12 sheet. And these are going to be for my In Color Club. So this one is going to Polly, my first member of my new In Color Club. And they're going to get like all the colors over a several month period of time. And this is just a cool way of displaying the colors. Okay, but before that I just showed you without embossing them how they look, how the old In Colors look with the ribbons. Okay, and not old In Colors, these are around for another year, but then there's the 5 new In Colors, and I used the regular, did I use the ribbons for them? Well, I don't have some that aren't embossed yet. I have these, and I'm using the organdy ribbons for them, organza ribbons I should say for this. So that's what's been going on. Here we go, I have some, here we go. These I'm using the In Color ribbons from last time, and then these are the new ribbons that go with the new colors. So here's what they look like. So these are without being embossed. Okay, so that's the new ribbons. So that's what you may have seen from the last tutorial. And then I'm not going to go through all these cards, but in the last few tutorials I've been showing you how to color with the new Stampin' Blends. I've been showing you how to color with the Stampin' Inks and how to use some of the new papers. The Stampin' Inks, and I've been showing you how to use some of the new products. So check out all of my unboxings and you get to see lots of those projects and how I colored them. All right, well that's all for now. Thank you for watching me today. We made it under an hour, which was my goal. Have a great rest of your weekend. This is the Paper Chef. Catch you next time. Thank you all for coming. Bye-bye.